everybody. I'm Jim Noble, and welcome to the Coach Jimmy Garrity Show here at Wofford College. Of course, welcome to Jimmy. Welcome to Southern Conference play. Also, welcome to our sponsor, Budweiser of Spartanburg, of course. But man, you are in the thick of it right now. We talk all about non-conference and preseason, but just wait till we get to January. Just wait till we get to SoCon play, and it is every day's a battle. There's never a day off for you or your players. Kind of assess things so far. The Terriers go through a tough stretch of the schedule, 2-1 to start things off. How do you feel about the opening of conference play?
I mean, I still feel good about it. You know, the conference is tough, and it's going to be a battle day in and day out. And it seems like the January got here in a hurry. We always kind of split the season up in two seasons, the non-conference season and now the conference season. And it seems like that non-conference season just flew by. And, as you said, we're right in the thick of it. 3 games in, got 2 big ones coming up. But yeah, I feel really good where we're at. I mean, we're fairly healthy. Our players are playing really hard, and, it's just going to be a grind from here on out.
Well, the Terriers jumped right into it. When we come back, we'll recap that amazing conference season opening win over the arch rival, Furman. And then, of course, a bump in the road. It's a tough conference. We'll talk about a couple of road games and the fact that the Terriers are back home for 2 big games coming up this week. It's all ahead next on the Jimmy Garrity Show.
Count on the crisp, refreshing taste of Bud Light, just like you can always count on Always Game Gary. No bar is too far. No wing sauce is too hot. Not for Gary. Gary is the man. He's nothing like Keith. Keith never wants to do anything. Why are we even talking about Keith? Always Game Gary is famous among friends. He deserves a Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB St. Louis, Missouri.
Behind every adventure is the road that got you there. Behind every passion are the tools that make it happen. And behind every Ford truck and SUV is a Carolina Ford dealer going the extra mile, finding the vehicle you're looking for. It's our commitment to your journey. That's what it means to be True Blue. New inventory is arriving daily. For great offers on a new Ford truck or SUV, go to buyfordnow.com or see your Carolina Ford dealer today.
Welcome back. So the schedule makers throw you right into the fire. The first conference game back in early January. Furman comes to Jerry Richardson Indoor Stadium, and Jimmy, that was about as complete a game as I've seen a Terrier team play. There were so many facets of that game. First and foremost, they came in as one of the leading rebounding teams in the nation.
Yeah.
How were you guys able to keep them off the glass?
Well, we worked on that a lot leading up to that game. And, they're a tough team. They're well coached. They're very talented. They're deep. They like to get up and down and play in transition like we do. But I tell you what, from the tip, we were just on. We were on the offensive end. I thought the players with the scouts really were tuned in and locked in to what they wanted to do and how we were going to guard it. And I thought we just did an amazing job guarding their actions. And then on the offensive end, we got out and ran in transition. To run in transition, got to get stops first. We did a great job of getting stops, getting the rebound, and then just playing in transition. And, we were playing with a lot of confidence. We were driving the ball. We were shooting threes. I think we made 13 threes that game. So it was really clicking for us.
4 players in double figures. The things I liked, in addition to, I think Rachel Rosen led you in scoring, but there were so many contributions from everybody. Unselfish play, assisted baskets, which are always a big thing, taking care of the basketball.
Yeah.
It was the whole package.
It was, and I think we really pride ourselves on taking care of the basketball. I think we're still top 10 in the country of taking care of it. And for that game, I believe we had 23 assists, and that's got to be up there towards a record. So, getting paint touches and sharing the ball, and at the end of the day, you got to knock the jumper down or score the ball, and we did.
It was a 79-55 win over Furman, a game that flirted with 30 most of the second half. Before we move on, what special significance is there to opening up with your big rival, beating your big rival. I think this makes 9 straight home wins, which is a new school record, and you've won 6 straight here against Furman. Yeah. You try not to put too much emphasis on something like that, but after it's all said and done, does it mean something?
Well, of course it does. The rivalry, and I think, we talk to our players about that. I think that's what makes college athletics special is those rivalry games, and we're not going to shy away from it. And our players know what that games means to not only the community here at Wofford, but alumni and past players. It's a big deal, and our players just play. They get really amped up for it, and again, they played really well that Saturday.
Now, here's the thing: you come off a win like that, you're all amped up, like you said. Everybody's feeling good, and you're off for a week.
Yeah,
was that a good or a bad thing for this team at that point?
I don't know. Well, on one hand, you like to go ahead and get into that rhythm playing Thursday, Saturday. But, it was able to give us a little bit of rest. Went out on the road recruiting a little bit too, so able to get to see some games. But at the end of the day, those games are going to keep coming, so you got to be ready.
And after that, this is what we're talking about, the Southern Conference. A couple of road games. You do the old Cullowhee, Greensboro swing. Yeah. You play a Western Carolina team that hadn't won a conference game in forever. And it was just that kind of night. Scoring was at a premium, maybe a little rust after the layoff. And I give Western credit. They came out and played hard in front of their home fans and just couldn't get the shots to fall at the end in a 4-point road loss.
No doubt. It was like a rock fight, We had a hard time scoring the ball. I thought we got some really good looks, but we just didn't get them to go down. And, you give Western credit. They were hungry. Kayla Allison had a fantastic day at scoring 22 points. I think she only missed 2 or 3 shots. And we had a hard time guarding her. But at the end of the day, they just make more plays down the stretch than we did. Give them credit.
When you use that as a learning tool for your team, does it just reinforce? I know you guys reinforce the message. Look, if you can't just roll the ball out there and win, and not that team, your team took it less than seriously, but it does reinforce what this conference is all about.
Well, I'm telling you, man, it's hard to win, whether it's at home or it's on the road. In this league, any win is a great win. And it's, as you prepare day in and day out to play, the upcoming game, at the end of the day, those 4 quarters, they're hard and they're hard fought. And, that was a game that we just didn't quite make enough plays.
So what type of team went up to Greensboro a couple of days later? Talk to me about the next day, the feeling about the team. And then you go to UNCG. It's a tough place to play. It's a little bandbox of a gym. It can be loud when they get some people in there. And that's a physical team in UNCG. So your approach going to the next game up, tell me about that.
Well, it felt like a little bit of pressure because you don't want to lose 2 in a row. And you got 2 back-to-back on the road, which makes it even more, tougher. But, UNCG, they're physical. They are strong. They are a different team the way they play than in the past. In the past, they really wanted to, they had a tough time scoring, and the games were in the 40s and 50s. This year, they're getting up and down and running in transition. So it was really big for us to stop them in transition. And for both teams, it was a grinded out game. It was a tough physical game, and baskets were at a premium. Like if you could score 1 and you get up by 2 or 4, that was a big deal because it was tough to come back from that amount to be down.
Turned out to be a 55-51 win, and in a game that you lose Jackie Carmen for a while. What a lift you get off the bench from Jeray Smith.
Yeah, Jeray was just fantastic. I think she played 37 minutes. So she came in and gave us a spark. She was really good on defense, had double figure scoring. In that first half, Helen got in foul trouble. I think she played all of 90 seconds. So she set the entire first half, and we kept watching that scoreboard. Hey, if we're still in the mix here, we're going to rest her. If we had gotten down by 6 or 7, we would have probably brought her back in. But Jeray came in and did a fantastic job. And then in the second half, man, Helen was really good. She was hard to guard. And we just went to her like 4 or 5 straight times in a row, and she ended up getting baskets for us.
All right, so 2-1 heading into the present day. When we come back, a couple of big home games, some opportunities to see the Terriers at work here at Jerry Richardson Stadium. And then after that, a road swing against two of the best teams in the league. It's all coming up next here on The Jimmy Garrity Show.
Black and gold. Bold. A victory story about to be told. Grit, toughness, and tenacity. A hub of hard work in Hub City. We're on these wins like dogs on a bone. In the zone. Our place, in your face, won't leave you alone. Strength, speed, fire, true. I'm sorry, do these things trouble you? We're Wofford College. We fly the W. Ingalls, proud partner of the Wofford Terriers.
It doesn't matter if you're active on the road or in the gym. Your body is your strongest tool. Spartanburg Regional Sports Medicine Institute is here to push you to the next level. With partnerships across Spartanburg County schools, we're here when it happens. We diagnose, treat, and heal at the Sports Medicine Institute to get you back and active, in the gym, in the game, and to the next level. We never quit because you never quit.
Think big. Something life-changing. I'm talking education. Let's get inventive. Blow things up in a good way. Do it for 20 years? Wake up and education has received billions in funding. Who does all this? If you've ever played one of these or these, that would be you. Yeah, thank you.
And welcome back to the Coach Jimmy Garrity Show, sponsored by Budweiser of Spartanburg. I'm Jim Noble. So you're back home.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Interesting couple of games coming up this week. You've got Chattanooga Thursday, 6 p.m. here at home, and then Saturday, ETSU on 2 p.m. Chattanooga's off to a 2-1 start. ETSU has struggled. How do you approach these two this weekend?
Two really good teams, like, Chat, new coaching staff. Got some new additions to their team, a grad transfer and a freshman who are playing as good as anybody in the conference. So it's going to take our best effort to win. They do some stuff offensively that's really hard to guard. So hopefully, being back home in the Richardson Indoor Stadium will give us some confidence, and we'll see some of those baskets go through kind of early.
It's funny, we talk about fan support and the need to come out here. I know there's been a couple opportunities because of some scheduling quirks where the men's basketball team has been out there. They sit courtside, first of all. I'm going to ask to see their ticket stubs last time. But the two teams complement each other, root for each other. All the athletic teams here. I don't want to single anybody out, but when you've got some people courtside who know the game, who know your players, is that kind of fun?
Oh, it's our players love it, and that's kind of the Wofford way, right? Yeah. Everybody, all the teams and programs support each other, but to see those guys down there on the sideline, especially when we played Furman here, they were fantastic, and they lifted us up.
All right, and then, don't want to get too far down the road, but before we have another coaches show, you're going to go on the road and face the iron of the conference in Mercer and Samford. They are arguably, along with Wofford, two of the top-tier teams. It seems like Mercer is every year. Samford has really come on as of late. Without kind of getting into it because it's a little down the road, but just your initial thoughts about the road challenge those games will present.
Well, that's one of the toughest road swings that we have. It's the furthest away. Samford's 5 hours. Mercer's 3 hours. To do that on Thursday, Saturday, we'll stay out the entire time. But two really good teams, very talented. From top to bottom, they got scores. They can guard. They run great stuff. They're well coached. So, when we go down there, we're going to have to score the basketball, and we're going to have to defend and rebound and hopefully continue to take care of the ball.
And finally, we always like to do this from time to time here on the show. You have a new assistant coach that we haven't introduced people to. Ashley Rayleigh-Ross comes on board. Nothing against Mike Merrill and Trent Bunn, but they've been around here for a while. They know the drill. Talk to me about Ashley, what she's brought to the program so far. She's
been fantastic. As a head coach, when you're out recruiting and you're doing things, you always log some people back in your mind, like, hey, if I ever have an opening, I love to talk with this person, and that's what Ashley was. So I got to know Ashley, probably 6 years ago out on the road recruiting, and just very impressive. Her basketball knowledge is off the charts. She's a basketball junkie. She loves it. I mean, she absolutely loves it. Her and her husband, Brandis, are just really great people, and they're just fantastic additions, and our players love her, and she's done a great job for us.
Well, we had a chance to speak with Ashley Raley-Ross and talked about her coming on staff here at Wofford. So you knew Jimmy for a while. How does coaching relationships, and you may say hi to somebody 5 years ago, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I got a job for you. Is that how it works? Is it that fast? And was that the case in this case?
Well, it took some time, but we just continue to stay in contact. I continue to stay in contact with Coach Merrill and Coach Bunn. And then when an opportunity arose, he gave me a call, and now here I am.
You've got a very interesting coaching background. Obviously, you knew the area from your time in college in Charlotte, but then you did a few different things. You went overseas to Hong Kong. Do you plan these things out, or did they just happen organically?
Well, my husband currently plays professionally, so I've had some help in that area to get overseas. But I initially started in Croatia, coaching overseas for about a year, and then I came back to Charlotte and was coaching at Johnson & Wales in Charlotte, and then we ventured to Hong Kong, but before Hong Kong I was doing training in Estonia. So I've been very blessed to be coaching overseas. It's a whole different type of environment, and it's amazing how even though it's different, it's still the same when it comes to the basketball and the young women. So
what was it about Wofford, about Coach Garrity, about the staff and the players, the atmosphere here that intrigued you about coming here?
Well, first of all, Coach Garrity is a great person, and so I knew that I would be working for someone that I could trust. And then second of all, just Wofford in itself, it's a great community. And then I had been following the team the whole time, so I had been watching them. So when he gave me a call, it was kind of like the perfect puzzle piece fell into place for me. So.
Well, we are really happy to have Ashley on staff. We are really happy about the 2-1 conference start. We are really happy about the chance to watch the Terriers here at home. So best of luck here at home. We'll be pulling for you. We'll be watching, and can't wait to keep moving forward.
Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it, and thank you to our sponsor, Budweiser of Spartanburg.
All right. For Jimmy Garrity, I'm Jim Noble. We'll see you next time on the Coach Jimmy Garrity Show.